So here we are with episode 11 of Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elaina. Last episode, we've got to see a flashback between Fran and Sheila, and now I presume we're going to see Elaina and Saya back together once more, with Fran and Sheila on the way to the Town of Freedom. So we will just have to see what is in store for us this episode. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access in the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Oh, here we are, back at the Town of Freedom. The actual name of the town, I can't remember. I was in danger. Back after 20 years, of course. Wow. Well, it's been 20 years, right? They've been in jail for 20 years. Thought they'd been extinguished. Well, hopefully the mages will be more competent this time. Not dress as a witch. Just out as a regular gal. Of course, just an ordinary, beautiful woman. Oh, here's Saya. Hopefully this doesn't, you don't lose the box. They're just like, man, this girl's gonna get fucking robbed. A fuzzy little black cat. Oh, was that the boss? Is that like a scent thing? She lost most of her tooth and everything. Teeth? Oh. Oh, who's this? Her sister. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We can see the sort of relationship Saya has with her little sister. Yeah, no wonder your sister, from the way that she is, no wonder she fucking left you out right after she passed her exam. Meanwhile, Elaina. She should be fine. She looks... Oh, so one on Saya and the other one on Elaina. Damn, dude, she's such a fucking great shot, just aiming for the back of their neck, dude. Oh, they swapped. Oh, it's Freaky Friday out here. So she looks dumb enough, so she's just gonna switch to his body, and she's just like, what is this box? I guess I'll open it. Oh my god. The old woman was right. The old lady really was correct. She's fucking stupid enough to just open the goddamn box. Wow! I wonder what this box is. Ah! So, was the box just filled with gas? What is this, just fucking aphrodisiac out here? The both of them held their breath. You know, I was going to say, like, Elaina better fucking get her body back before Saya does something to it. Oh my god, those lips! Oh my god, she was just a tsundere, or a kudere, whichever one. Oh, that's why she's, Well, is this the effect of this, or is it because... You know, maybe it's just what she really feels, right? But... Well, we can definitely see Saya in her. Cute! Meanwhile, Saya's just continuously staring at herself. Staring at Elaina. Well, what a precarious situation. Oh my god, you see that cat, that dog? What the f- I started it. Let's not think about it. Put that aside. A strangely sexy girl with black hair. Is that how you describe your sister? Damn, those birds, my god. Yo, fucking making out up there. Those two people just running and hugging each other. Thank you for explaining the plan. Are they recording? Like, are they... Sorry, I thought you were, like, holding it like it's a camera or something, but no. Well, then they're all just a bunch of old people now. Oh. There's Fran and Sheila. Oh, she doesn't really have a fang anymore. Oh, she's... just putting everything... All she wants to do is do bad things! Commit crimes! Why you gotta get in their way? Oh, there's the box, just does not answer. No, I just needed to open it again. Yeah, you need money, don't you? Yeah, we're just gonna force her? Oh, you came up and sweep my sister away from me. Damn, this was your vacation? Damn, the fact that they just grab her like that and she's not choking.
何がですか？私の師匠が誰なのかを。師匠？誰なんですか？
Who? Ah?
肝心なところで素直になだから別にそんな小さいことを気にする必要はないと思いますよ。でもいずれ一度くらいは故郷に帰ってあげてくださいね。
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go back and touch roots.
忘れないでね。いつだって私たちがあなたを思っていることを、愛してやまないことを。私も大好きですよ。フラン先生のことも皆さんのことも。
Wow.
お元気でー。
God, her hat and her clothes just so cool. Stardust Witch.
フラン先生とシーラさんが互いに素直になった国から私は新たな一歩を踏み出したのでした。私はこれからもただの灰の魔女でただの旅人でありたいと思います。
Okay. Okay, that's it. Alright, let me tell you something. I am glad I decided to watch this same day as episode 10, because if this was the episode that I had to wait a week for, I would have just been like, that's it? What? Alright, well, I guess I'll just go right back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 11 of Wandering Witch, the journey of Elaina. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty alright episode. We were introduced to Mina, Saya's sister, who is just like her, except she's much more of a tsundere for her sister. So, you know, she's out here all upset that Elaina came in and sweeped Saya up. Unfortunate for her. It was all Sheila's fault anyways, right? I did want to look at the ending part again with Fran trying to weed the question out of Elaina, right? Asking her like, hey Elaina, I guess now you know, I guess now you've realized. So Elena's out here feigning ignorance, you know? Oh, your teacher? Who? What? And so Fran says, it looks like you still can't be honest with yourself about the important things. And so Elaina says, I don't have any problems with the way that I am. Hold on, let me check if there's something else before this. No, that's the same thing. Okay, I don't have any problems with the way that I am. It wouldn't hurt to fix that part of yourself. I still want to keep traveling, and I still want to visit lots of countries. If I realize, well, that's after this, I'll leisurely do the things I want to do. If I realize, I feel like my days of traveling freely will be over. No matter who has influenced you, says Fran, or whether or not you've realized who that is, I don't think anything will change though. You really think so? I do, did you know? My teacher always seemed like she acted in a calculating way, but she's really laid back. You're laid back as well. Okay. So, at some point, in the way that Fran says, you can't be honest with yourself about the important things, which she is, I presume, kind of talking about, you know, knowing the fact that Fran is the apprentice of Nikke, but Elaina doesn't want to know, because, like, the whole nice thing about Nikke is that you don't particularly know who she is exactly, kind of like how you don't know who her apprentices are exactly. So, like, to know her real identity is to lose that freedom of travel. Somewhere around there. But then I also was thinking about how this could also correlate with the way episode 9 had worked, right? With Elaina not wanting to think about on the serious issues, and kind of like what we see with her in episode 3 and 4, where she's willing to just leave the place, right? Just travel off somewhere else instead of staying there with the problem. She'd rather just fly off and do whatever else. I can't remember if I said I was thinking of two things, but there is a third one that I was thinking as well when she was having this conversation with Fran. It really just is pointing out that, like, alright, you know, Elaina is, from what it looks like, a stagnant protagonist, right? In the facts that she doesn't really change, because I mean, you can kind of see the way that it is. Has been the same person since episode 1, and there's really no progress of change. And as I was what I was talking about in the last episode, right? Are we actually going to have, well, with what I was talking about, how like episode 9 felt like perhaps a potential pivotal point for Elaina, or if we're gonna just continue on with the episodic format where episode 9 is just in its own little bubble and it's just that, you know, it's just like, whatever. And this is it, right? This is how we're just gonna end it, like that. It's just, yeah, Elena's just gonna be the same way that she is, and that's just how this series is going to go. And if I remember to talk about it as a whole, honestly, what this episode made me want to do is it just makes me want to watch the final episode so I can just so I can just finish the series. Because like, if this is the way that you ended this episode, and like the next episode's gonna be the final one, what are we exactly going to be doing other than, you know, the typical go read the manga sort of feel, right? Or yeah, in a way that's going to be an open-ended, right? With Elaina continuing on with her journey and whatever. If I remember to talk about a stagnant protagonist, I will talk about that in the next episode and just go through it, what I feel about this series overall. But, let us actually talk about this episode. So, in the beginning, we see that the Curio Company comes back after 20 years. They were in jail for 20 years, and now they are back, and they are very old. In the next scene, we've got Saya, who's just flying about in her witch's gear, while everybody's thinking, oh man, it's a goddamn witch. She's in danger. And so we've got the Curio Company who's attempting to get the box, and as what we've learned later on, right, with one of the henchmen in the Curio Company just blurting out everything. This was a part of their plan this whole time, in that they wanted to get the box to be brought on over here in disguise of a United Magic Association job, right? And so here is Saya coming to deliver. Unfortunately for them, Saya was just a little bit too high up in the air. This fella could not take the box at all. I really enjoy that the next time we see him, he has a stick. Like, what was he gonna do if she notices that you're fucking just whacking the box out of her bag? She's just gonna pull out her fucking magic wand or some shit. Saya, none the wiser, thought that this woman is just trying to hard sell her, so she goes and she leaves, to which then the woman fires a little pellet at her. Fucking great shot she does, right? Just fires this right in the back of her head. The same thing goes with Elaina too, just fires her right in the back of her head. They just fucking give this woman a gun or something. She'll just murk people. As Saya continues going through this alleyway, she gets taken by her sister, Nina, and she's in disguise herself, since the whole Curio Company is back and all that, and you know, their whole thing is that they bully mages, essentially. So here she is trying to infiltrate their gang and to not show herself as a witch. And in the first way that we see Mina, she is being very cold towards Saya. In terms of being cold, I suppose that would be a kudere type of thing, right? After Saya and Mina meet up with each other, we're headed back to Elaina, who sees the place where Fran or Fula meets up with the boss of the Curio Company, and then the boss is just over here like, yeah, she seems like a dumbass. She seems like a person who would just open the box without a second thought. And she was correct. Like, she just sees the back of this girl's head just staring at the window, and she's just like, yeah. Let's fucking, she'll do nicely, right? So she fires this at her. Again, great aim, this woman. Just fires that right into the back of her neck. Like, damn, assassination attempt out here. With both ball in play, Elaina and Saya switches, and as she's just over here thinking that maybe this is a dream or something, you know, like what's going on, and then she just sees the box, and Elena's just like, yup, let me just open this box, gotta know what it is. Like, and I love that Saya had asked at the time, like, why didn't my sister stop you? Maybe she was also curious, you know? She just let Saya do it. Yeah. Mina's just like, what, sister, what are you doing? And then that's it. Meanwhile, Saya having the best time of her life, seeing that she became Elaina. Pandora's box is open, and it releases a gas, which the curse is that, like, people go a little cuckoo if they see the people that they really like, or more or less they just become a little truthful and aggressive in how they feel. I was kind of close in the fact that it's kind of like aphrodisiac, and the reason why Elaina and Saya weren't affected because she was holding her breath when that happened, and then Saya was just she was so aghast that she became Elaina that she was also holding her breath. I'm kind of just like, okay, so it's it's an initial smell, like that's it's like the first sniff that gets you, but if you just hold your breath, then it doesn't affect you. But like, you see that the gas is technically all over town, because in towards the end of all of this, when Elaina opens the box up again, all the gases just flies right back into the box. So, but here we are seeing Mina at her truest feelings, right? She is exactly like Saya in terms of her love, and she's in love with her sister, and also Saya's the person who's just like, oh, you know, my little sister, the one who's strangely sexy with with black hair. Saya really out here having thoughts about, like, man, you know, my little sister's kind of hot. I will say, everybody in this town will never be the same ever again. I consider the fact that some of them, it looks like some of them weren't also affected. Like, a lot of the people are affected because some of them are, like, running away from each other. So they're just like, no, I don't love you. What's going on? But yeah, this town will never, ever be the same ever again, because once that effect goes away, I mean, everybody still remembers what had happened. So, like, man, a lot of relationships are gonna get broken in this town. a lot of awkward conversations are just gonna be happening. So as Elaina and Saya are trying to figure out what is going on in this town, we've got this fella saying everything out loud. This was all our plan, it's going great, and now we're just out here plundering this town for what it's worth. Good for them, good for them. I suppose if they're gonna plunder this whole town, they're just gonna plan to run out later on or something. But also, my question is, like, were they in jail for 20 years, and now that they're out, they're just like, yeah, we're gonna continue to do crimes? Like, I guess there's no rehab program for them. But hey, you know what? Another 20 years in jail for them, maybe. By the end of this conflict, I just started feeling a little bad for the thieves themselves, you know? Even though they're out here doing thievery things, you're just getting bullied by witches. But after that, really nothing much to talk about, because Sheila and Fran are here. They took care of the rest of the people. And then we've got Elaina, who's starting to pick up on these hints that, like, oh, maybe she, like, is she the apprentice and all that? But she's not going to question it, as what we're talking about towards the end of all of this. Other than that, nothing else too much to say. We did have Elaina kind of wondering about the tool that was from a far distant land, which is like the box, but then she was also thinking, like, was that other tool that swapped our body from the distant land as well? And so I was like, okay, just a little question. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. And everybody separates, and Sheila and Fran are just like, yeah, I'll see you next year. And I'm like, this was your vacation? Like, what? You guys just have, like, how many days did you guys spend with each other on this vacation? Like, what was going on? Like, what the hell was that? I guess their vacation is just traveling with each other, you know? Going on about. But as what I was saying in like the scene, and then with Elaina going through her little monologue, right, and how she says, "I'm just a traveler, just an ordinary traveler." Plain and simple. And that's just what she is, right? She's here to travel, to see the lands, and she's not going to put too much care into the people who are within those countries. You know, maybe she learns a little, you know, okay, other than like with her being like a stagnant protagonist and all that, a lot of the lessons, perhaps a lot of the lessons that is learned here, it kind of feels like it's more applied to you as a person, to you as the viewer, than it is to, than it is to Elaina. Right? Elaina will write this down and she'll record it into her book that she will, I presume, publish it one of these days or something. But all the messages that happens, it all just feels very self-contained, again, because this is a very episodic thing, so because of that, we as the viewer are the one who take in this message and we bring it along with us, while Elaina kind of just keeps it in her book and she doesn't think much about it afterwards. And I think that's, for the most part, a good way for me to see Elena's character, in the fact that she will record this and she will keep it, but she's not gonna store it internally for herself, because again, right? She is a stagnant protagonist. And we would just have to see what the next episode, the last episode, has in store for us. Until then, if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.